Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this week's video is going to be a wrap up of the books I've read so far this year. So I've read 15 books this year so far. So yeah, just thought I'd do a little mid-year review. Going in strong. The first book I read was The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Coogan. So this is a book set in, obviously around Christmas time, in Edinburgh. Kind of classic plot line of struggling bookshop. The girl needs a job and she starts working there to bring it up to standard. Really enjoyed it, really cosy read, great for Christmas. I finished it in the new year, which is why it's part of this one, but I did start it over Christmas, but really recommend it. It wasn't that expensive either, it was in the works and I think it was part of their £3 for £6 range at the time. So really enjoyed that book. So I would give this book probably like 4 star, considering what I paid for it, and it's just like a cozy Christmas book. I really enjoyed it, so I'll probably give it 3.5 to 4. So the second book I read this year was You've Reached Sam by Justin Theo. I seen this all over TikTok, so I had to buy it. I enjoyed it. It's basically Julie and Sam are in a relationship and then something happens and they can only connect through a phone. I don't know whether I was a little bit old to read it. Really enjoyed it. Don't know whether if I was a little bit younger, if I was like 14, 15, I'd have loved it. So I would probably give it 3 stars because I think it was a little bit too long for the plot. The third book I read was The Underdog by Markus Zuckerk. He is the writer of The Book Thief. I've had this book on my bookshelf for years, never got around to reading it, and I just wanted a quick, easy book to read at the start of the year. It's about 2 brothers who kind of, it's a bit like a coming of age novel, and it follows 2 brothers. It is part of a series. I have got the series, but I haven't read any of the others yet. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. It is a YA novel. I think I'd probably give it about 3 stars. Did enjoy it. I would read others by him, but yeah, 3 stars. Okay, so the next book I read was All the Light We Cannot See. So this follows the kind of story of 2 different people during the Second World War. So it follows a young German orphan who is like really intelligent and really good with computers and sound systems and radios and rebuild radios, and how the German army use him on their side of the war. And then it also follows a young blind girl who lives in Paris and is kind of fleeing the city with her father, and how their stories kind of interlink throughout the war through radio. So it is a Netflix series now. I haven't watched it, but it's meant to be really good. I think the story is slightly different, but this is easily one of the favourite books I've ever read, so I would easily give this 5 stars. Yeah, really good book. Okay, so the next book I read was Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. So this is actually, I went to the book signing, still got me tagging it, and she signed it for me. So that was in Waterstones in Liverpool. Loved it. This is the first book of well, there's a trilogy at the minute. I'm not sure if there's going to be more books. I haven't finished the trilogy, so I'm not sure how it ends. I loved this book. It was so good, and it's quite chunky. I flew through it in like a week. It's brilliant. When I went to the book signing, she spoke about how a lot of it is kind of similar to the Lord of the Rings plot, but from a female point of view, which was just really interesting. 4.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. I've bought the other 2 books in the trilogy, so they will be getting read hopefully this year, but we'll see. But yeah, 4 star. Okay, so the next book I read was Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. Again, I was fortunate enough to, that would have been the spine, go to the book signing and meet Tessa Bailey herself where she signed it. So this book was like, I really enjoyed it. It was brilliant. It's a golf book which I've never read before. Josephine is a super fan of the golfer Wells Whitaker, who is known for his outbursts on the court and off the court and stuff like that, and so it's very much Grumpy Meets Sunshine, but she's diabetic. She's a type 1 diabetic, so it kind of follows that along them lines as well, which as a type 1 diabetic myself, I really enjoyed the representation in this book. So for me, this is easily a 4.5, 5-star for me. I've read a few other Tessa Bailey books and they don't disappoint. So yeah, this was a great one. Next book I read, this was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I read this as part of the book club I'm in, so I didn't choose this, but I have read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood before. Really enjoyed it. So this is a vampire and werewolf and human rom-com, enemies to lover vibes. I really enjoyed it. The ending was a bit of a twist, is what I would say, but as a book, I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. I'd probably give it 4-star. Really quick read, really easy to read, and you can't really go wrong with Ali Hazelwood. So yeah. Okay, the next book I read was a Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I actually went to the book signing of this as well, so she's signed that for me as well. This was great. This is very much enemies to lovers. She accidentally summons a demon because she can't control her witch powers. Really enjoyed when I went to the book signing. She did the talk and the author was really nice, really interesting, so that made me enjoy it a bit more. But even more, that made me enjoy it even more. So I'd rate this book 3.5. I bought the second book to this, which is a Demon's Guide. Yeah, A Demon's Guide to Women a Witch. So yeah, I haven't read that yet, but I will do. The book I read was Flawless by Elsie Silver, and this is part of the Chestnut Spring series. Again, this is part of book club, and it didn't disappoint. I really, really enjoyed it. So it's about a bull rider in Calgary who has a bit of an outburst over a milk advert, and his agent sends his daughter in to sort him out and clean up his image, and the rest is history. So this is part of a series, which again, I've only read the first one, but I will be purchasing these and reading them all. They are really easy reads, rom-com vibes, small town romance. Yeah, exactly what I want for like a beach read or a cozy night in. So I would give this book 4-star. And then the next book I read was The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is one of my favourite series I have ever read. I'd seen it all over BookTok and had to buy it. So I bought the trilogy and didn't really know what it was about, other than everyone kept saying you've got to read it. So went in blind, started it on an aeroplane and was halfway through by the time I'd landed. I was hooked. There's Avery, who comes from poverty, but is really intelligent and plays chess in the park every day with a guy called Toby. And one day she gets pulled out of class in school and told to go to a will reading of a Texas billionaire, where she's told she'll inherit his whole estate. And so that's where it starts, and then everything that follows from that is part of the trilogy. So this was easily a 5-star book for me. It's brilliant. The whole series is brilliant. I know there's a new book coming out. I can't wait to read it. But yeah, 5-star easily. The next book I read was Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is kind of Peter Pan inspired adult novel. I would say. Again, I read this for book club. It's very spicy. I didn't quite expect it to be as spicy as it was, and it's quite violent. Which I think, because it's a romance book club, I was going in thinking it would be a lot more chilled. It's not, it's quite heavy going, so trigger warning, but I enjoyed it. I probably won't read the rest in the series. It's a little bit too violent for me for an easy read. I think if I want to read a romance, it's got to be a romance. If I want to read a thriller, I like it to just be a thriller. This is a bit of both, and people on TikTok love it and eat it up. I enjoyed it. I finished it, but I probably won't read the rest in the series right away, if ever. So I'd give it a 3-star because I did enjoy it, but I don't think the style of book is for me. And then next is Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Again, this is the follow-up to the Inheritance Games. I've also read the Final Gambit, but my mum's borrowed that, so I haven't got to show you this video, but I read both of these on the bounce. Yeah, both 5-star. Again, just brilliant writing. I can't wait to buy more of her books, and I've never really read mysteries in that sense of like Cluedo vibes, and I think it's a new genre that I really want to explore. It's so fun. So yeah, really enjoyed them. And then the main event, A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J Maas. This book is perfection. I don't know why it took me so long to pick it up. I've seen it for so long and kept meaning to start it. I have got the full set. I don't know why I hadn't started it before, but I will be reading them consistently going forward. This was so good. I just can't wait to read more of her books. I know she's got a few other series as well that I will start, probably not this year because some of her books are quite big, but definitely within the next year or so I plan on reading all the other series as well. Again, easy 5-star book. Really enjoyed it. I think the character development's great. I can't wait to read the second book. So yeah. And then I'm currently reading The Handmaid's Tale. I started reading this book last year and put it down, and I've picked it up again recently. I am enjoying it and I will finish it, but I think it's quite a slow burn for me, and I don't know whether it's because I've picked it up after leaving it for so long, and maybe that's my fault. So but I'll see how I go, but I will finish it. I am enjoying it. I think it's not going to be my favourite book ever, but it is one that I would recommend because I do enjoy it. So far I'd give it 3-star. And the only book that I didn't finish this year was Call Me By Your Name by Andrea Eisman. I just really can't get into it. I've only read, to be fair, I only read 45 pages, but it was taking me so long. I just wasn't enjoying it, and I've seen so much hype about it online on TikTok, and I know it's a film, but I just really couldn't get into it. So maybe I'll give it a go again, but it's not on my radar to start anytime soon. Let me know what your thoughts are. So yeah, that was it for all the books I've read so far this year. Clear favourites are the ACOTAR series, or the first one, and the Inheritance Games. Easily, I'd easy reread them. So going forward, I think the next book I'm gonna read is probably A Happy Place by Emily Henry, and maybe the second ACOTAR book. So yeah, we'll see. I'll do another review at the end of the year of the next 6 months, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.